A little while ago, we updated the demo for Mistwinter in preparation for the Steam Next Fest. We want to give off as good of an impression as possible for new players, so we've changed and improved a lot of things. It's been a slow process of coming up with ideas and implementing them, so when I tried the old demo to compare it to the new one, it was kind of shocking how different they felt. It's to the point where it feels a little embarrassing that most people have only played the old version. Today I'll show you the massive amount of improvements we made since September 9th last year. Let's get started! One of the biggest changes we made is the character creator. It's essentially been totally reworked with changes to the sprites and lots of new sprites as well. Let's start with one of the first major changes we did, adding new body types. We got a comment many months ago that it was essentially impossible to make a masculine looking character, and they were right. We added a very muscular male body and a muscular female one while we were at it too. There are now 4 body types to choose from, and considering the fact that I had to draw the clothes separately for each one of them, those are all the body types we're going to have. Oh, and you can change the height of your character now too. 3 heights to choose from: short, normal and tall. We'll probably adjust these heights before the release of the full game, but the functionality is there. Furthermore, we've also added custom colors. You can change the color of almost anything and save that color in a separate slot. It's because of this that we've changed nearly all the sprites to work with this new coloring system. I really like this change because this means that you can design your sovereign to look exactly how you want without the predetermined colors holding you back. This improved the performance and loading times in the character creator too, which was part of the reason why we spent a few weeks on this change. The last thing we added to the character creator are randomized names in case you have trouble naming your sovereign, and the randomization works for other parts of the sovereign as well, like the eyes or eye color. This is great for quickly making a character. And don't worry, the random color won't be a completely random overly saturated color, but it will be one of the preset colors that we made. And that's it for the character creator. Moving on to the town view. There are no longer any restrictions on what building you can or can't build. You may expand your town however you want, and this of course means that every character in the game is available to move in. The old version of the demo only had 16 characters in total, but now you can meet all of them and discover what perks their building brings to the town. All characters have their own unique personalities and stories. In the old demo you could only play until their second hangout, but we now increased it to hangout number 3, as well as adding every character's negative reputation event. This of course includes the foreign leaders, so you might want to make sure you don't get on the bad side. In case you don't know where to start, my personal recommendation is to build the bathhouse and hang out with Emily, the bathhouse manager. Emily herself is quite funny, and her hangouts are the start of a peculiar mystery. I always enjoy Emily's story, so it's a shame you can't experience her personal quest yet. Oh well, that's something to look forward to in the full game. The coronation, also known as the intro of the game, has been shortened quite a bit and changed to better make sense with the gameplay. During dialogue, we've added a button to go to the map menu, in case a character says that they're from a specific place and you want to know where it's located. We've also fixed the tips to make them pop up where it makes sense. For example, in the old demo, you would get bombarded with tips when you first went to the town view, but now you only get the tips when you click on specific things, like the trade menu for example. Related to the town view is that the prison is only available after you've upgraded the sovereign's estate to a villa. Then you'll have 5 prison cells. If you upgrade it once more to a castle, you'll get 15 prison cells. This is important since some dialogue options are only available if you have a prison with unoccupied cells. If you don't have a prison, you might be forced to execute bandits and other criminals if you don't want them roaming the streets again. In the throne room menu, there have been many improvements. For starters, there's the taxes, where you gain coins at the expense of losing reputation, and you can raise and lower the guard presence as well. Here you can also see any laws that have been written. Then we have the collection with all the special items you gain throughout your journey in Mistwinter. Furthermore, in the throne room menu, there are now little notifications to show if there's something new you can pay attention to, like a visitor at the inn or a new hangout that's available. Speaking of the inn, visitors will now show up right at the start of the game. In the old demo, they didn't show up until early summer of year 1. Other small improvements that are quite impactful are button sounds. Mistwinter is a game with lots of UI, almost exclusively UI, so having sounds when you press buttons or hover over them make a huge difference to the game feel. We've also done adjustments when you send characters out on missions. In the old demo, characters would be green if they were guaranteed to succeed with the mission. If you turned off the setting to show the success rate, you were left with no indicator whatsoever on if they could make it or not. Personally, I didn't like either of these options, so instead of guaranteed success, we've changed it to likely success. Now you can't see exactly who will make it, but you get a good indicator on what characters have a chance to succeed. But pay attention, some of the characters that get highlighted might still fail the mission. This makes the gameplay more interesting while not leaving you completely in the dark. Of course, you can still turn off the likely success if you want it to be even more challenging. The characters who are more likely to succeed are now light brown instead of green, simply because it matches the rest of the UI better since the green color wasn't used in the rest of the game. There are probably lots of other things I've forgotten to mention, but these are the most important changes. You can watch old devlogs or the update posts we made on Steam, itch and Patreon to see the full extent of the improvements over the past few months. The state the game is in now is fairly close to what the final version is going to be like. I keep saying that this demo is more of a vertical slice of the final product rather than an actual demo. If you want to bring important feedback, now is the time to do so. We aren't scary, so please let us know any thoughts or ideas you might have. That's it for now, I have to get back to finishing this game. See you at the Steam Next Fest.